for it.
Okay.
Good.
Hi everybody, I'm Ian Randall with the Good Food Hub, and I'm very excited today to be visiting Carrie Woolley on her farm. Carrie is one of the winners of the UN Food Systems Summit Best Small Business competition for her work in providing good food for all. We're interviewing just as COP26 kicks off, the big global conference trying to address climate change. And here you are, Carrie, called you Woolley because we're surrounded by woolly sheep. But here we are on your farm producing food in various ways that are sequestering carbon into the soil and into the trees, the biomass. You're adopting silvopastoralism and rotational grazing, these really good practices. Being a pioneer, I'm really curious, you're operating differently from the farms and small businesses that are around here that I've just driven through. What was it that inspired you to go on that journey and do something a bit different?
It was a real combination of factors. I definitely have a love for animals and looking after animals, and so it started with how do we integrate animals onto the farm so that I could help diversify the farm, and obviously we saw this opportunity to graze the orchards, and instead of just mowing the orchards with tractors, we could instead produce meat and wool, and to see if we could have this integrative system that it seemed exciting, and that's what's carried on with us, is that it's just this opportunity that just kind of keeps growing and going along. So that's how it started.
It does feel like a beautiful place. I'm wondering what changes have you seen on this land because of the way you're farming?
Yeah, and that's definitely what helps drive us, is that as we integrate the sheep into the land, for example, in this orchard, instead of mowing very frequently with orchard tractors and obviously using a lot of fuel, instead we let the forages grow and they reach a flowering stage, which creates a beautiful pollinator habitat, and then we can come in and graze it as well, and it's beautiful animal feed. And it's a beautiful spot to raise animals. It's very animal welfare friendly, so just the whole system comes together nicely. And then silvopasture in the woodlots as well, removing invasive species. So the whole system works together, and it's different. It's a different mindset. It looks different than what the orchards used to look like. They used to look like golf courses cut very short. So it definitely looks different. From my point of view, I like the way that it looks. I think it looks great. And I think it's just a great way for us to produce food and wool, a great byproduct of sheep, obviously.
Yeah. Fantastic. Look at this fella. Hello. I mean, your story and your land is genuinely inspiring, and as somebody that sits at the big picture, people are describing what the future needs to look like, and it's this. But there's a sense that it's going to take a lot of work to take a food system and all the people in it to move here and to change the mindset. I see in you somebody who's thinking really holistically about your relationship with food, and really a food systems mindset, in my policy wonky language. But what of other people around you? They must have watched on. Do they think you're a bit crazy going on this path? What are they thinking?
Yeah, we've definitely faced some mindset challenges from others around us. As we were discussing earlier, it's changed, it's different. People aren't used to seeing the livestock integrated into these other crop systems. So we had people wondering if it would even work. We have people that were concerned about the health and regeneration of the woodlots, and whether it was even possible to graze livestock in orchards. So we've definitely come across some challenges with people that are not sure about it, more so in the beginning. Now that we're quite a few years down the road, people have really opened up, and I think people have gotten really excited and interested in what we're doing and can kind of see where we were going. I know even at first I was a little bit unsure about the silvopasture in the woodlots as well, about just how we were going to make it work and whether it made sense. But yeah, now that we're quite a few years down the road with this operation, I think it is really starting to make sense to others as well, that they can see how it works, how maybe it can fit into other operations, and it's been exciting. Our community gets very excited about seeing the sheep out and about. People stop by to look with their children, and people will drive from a little ways just to come check out the sheep. So it is neat to see people getting excited with this type of a setup. So.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, sounds like you're also lining up the next generation of people thinking differently. So we're going to end this interview now, but we're going to have another one that's coming. It's going to be posted soon. And the next question, though, is going to be about, if you're going to change people's minds, I bet you're going to prove it's working commercially. So I'm curious to ask next about that.